Well, hi there, folks. It's the annuity guy again, and this one is one of my favorite subjects. I'm going to show you how you can give money away while you're still alive and earn an income doing so. I'm telling you, this one, it's just a phenomenal, amazing concept. It's going to blow your mind. Now, I'm going to show you, grandparents, a way to give away money to your family or to charities, to get paid to do so, and to leave more to your money to your estate than you did before. It's just absolutely, it's just an amazing concept. Now, let's use the example of Joe. He's 72 years old, and he's got a wife we'll call Ruth, and they actually had 6 grandchildren. This is a real life study. And they want to help their grandkids with the cost of a college education. Now, like most of us who want to help, Joe and Ruth, they just don't want to part with their assets in order to do so, right? I mean, who can blame them? After all, Ruth may need that money when Joe is gone. Now, Joe and Ruth are worth about $3 million, which means that Uncle Sam is going to clean their clock when they die, which is always a concern for folks that have large assets. Now, they worked hard all their life, and they want to pass as much of that money along to their heirs as when they die. And who can blame them? They have a right to do so, and they should. Now, in this case, Joe and Ruth have about $1.2 million in money already taxed, such as CDs. And it's not really growing that fast anyway. You know how low CD rates are today. Now, buckle up. I'm going to show you what we can do for them, what we did for them. Now, Joe takes the $1.2 million out, and he loans $200,000 to each of his 6 grandchildren. Now, this is a real loan, folks, and they're going to be required to pay interest only back on that loan for as long as Joe lives. Now, Joe establishes his own rate of 4% interest, which is unheard of today in CDs. So they're going to make a payment of 4% where he was only making 1%. So already he's created an income for himself. And in this case, it turns out to $48,000 a year for as long as he lives. Have I got your attention so far? Now, it only gets better, so hold on. Now, the next thing we have Joe do is replace the asset. So each of those kids are going to take that $200,000 and they're going to use $156,785, and they deposit it into a medically underwritten pension, which is a type of an annuity, on the life of their Grandpa Joe. Now, it's going to generate an income of $16,000 per year for as long as Joe lives. Now, when he dies, the pension stops. All right. Now, out of that $16,000 per year, each grandchild is going to buy a life insurance policy on the life of the grandfather for $200,000 to replace the loan. And it's going to cost them $7,840. Let's just say it's going to cost them $8,000. Now, after all, they have to replace this loan because, again, it is a real loan. So here's how it breaks down. Each child started out with $200,000. They deposited $156,000 roughly into a pension fund. And that fund generates $16,000 per year, and it automatically sends out 2 checks. We don't need to depend on the dependability or the faithfulness of the grandchildren to do this. After all, we know that would never happen, okay? So the pension company sends those checks out. One check goes to Joe for $8,000. The other check goes to the insurance company for $8,000. Now, that leaves each grandchild $43,216 left to use for their tuition immediately. So let's look at what Joe did. He helped each grandchild while he was still alive with giving them over $43,000 for their college education. He increased his income, got an income of $48,000 for as long as he lives. Now, here's the sweet part. When Joe dies, that entire $1.2 million comes back to Ruth in an estate tax-free. Now, talk about a win-win. It's a win-win-win. Joe wins. He's got an income. The grandkids win. They've got a college education. And Ruth wins because she gets even more money back tax-free to the estate. Now, this was a real study, but the case results are going to vary depending on the health and the age of each client. And some, it may just simply not work. About 25% of the time, it won't work. Now, if you'd like to explore this option, go to annuityguide.net, contact me there, or give me a call. This is absolutely a mind-blowing concept, and it's the real deal. So you really need to look into it. If you think this would help you, contact me there. Thanks for watching, and God bless you.